Hello and welcome back to Idle Kingdom Defense. So as you can see, 17,170, and let's get started. That said, before we do too much, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you do subscribe, make sure you hit that bell so you get all my latest videos. That said, let's go. And of course, we're going to start out with 5 levels to Christian. So I did actually get a question. I was actually streaming Vampire Survival. That's a great game. I'm starting a series on that. I will slot the streams in where they fit. But I did get asked that question during the stream. Why am I sitting at 17,170? And the answer is very simple. There is no reason to push until I can easily do stage 24,000. So if you go to the Sanctuary, I have everything unlocked. I'm not going to get to stage 999,999. If you go to Total War, I have everything unlocked until stage 24,000. So the only reason for me to push would be to go from 17,170 to 24,000. Now you can argue that's going to take a lot of time there and all those things, and I will agree. I 100% agree on that, but until I can get to 24,000, there's no benefit to pushing. If I thought I could get to 24,000 and do King's Ruin in a reasonable amount of time right now, I would do it. I do not think I can do King's Ruin in a reasonable amount of time, as I go forward. I still personally feel like King's Ruin takes too long to do right now, and so I don't want to push. I also honestly don't think I'd be able to make it to 24,000. There are some people who have pushed and have made it, close to. I know. Shane was pretty close. I don't know how close. I should not have opened those boxes. But I mean, I don't. To be very honest with you, I'm probably not going to push until the update comes out. Mostly because I feel like, number one, the update's going to nerf the health of everything. It nerfed the health before with people that were extreme stages. The update should give us unlocks. At least I was going for the armor stones there. The update should give us unlocks for 18,000, 19,000, 20,000, 21,000, and 22,000. So that'll be worth it. I shouldn't open those boxes either. Okay, this I need to open boxes for the greens. Not to mention, we should get another tier of heroes. We should get another tier of gear and another tier of archer gear to make it a little easier. Yeah, I shouldn't open those either. What am I thinking? Oh well. I'm not paying attention because I'm trying to explain why I'm not pushing. I was really surprised by that question. I probably need to make a video separate from the series on why I'm not pushing. And I'll probably do that because that question keeps coming up. And I guess a lot of people, they're like, oh man, if I was at that stage with your stuff, I would try to get further. The thing is, unless I can get to 24,000, all I'm doing is making King's Ruin more of a hassle for me. And most of the people who have pushed to 20,000 plus aren't doing King's Ruin. And just to get to 20,000, everything has 8 times as much health. So my King's Ruin that takes like 15 minutes would take 8 times as long. So we're looking at 120 minutes. That's really, and it might be a little, not quite 120 minutes because I'm sure it would be a little less than that just because of how the stage plays out, because there is, basically I do 9 stages with a 40-second buffer, which takes 20 seconds. So you have to throw away about 3 minutes of that. So you really get down to probably about 10 minutes of actual fighting. So it'd probably go from 10 minutes to 80 minutes. And again, I don't want to spend 80 minutes doing King's Ruin. I just don't. And I know your next thing you're going to say is you don't have to do King's Ruin. And my response to you is, why would I push and not do King's Ruin? Why would I push and not do that? I want to do King's Ruin. I want to do it every day. I've done it like 400 and something times. I've missed it. I think I've missed it maybe 5 times, including the one time I missed it recently. It's just part of my daily rotation. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can understand why people want me to push, because they're like, damn, you're just sitting at the same stage. And I'm like, yeah. The game has not incentivized me in a manner that would want me to push. Additionally, I wouldn't even consider pushing until Marion's like a lot further along. I was hoping we would have the update, honestly, 3 days ago. Maybe the latest on Monday, which would be the 28th. And I don't think we're going to get it on the 28th. I'm making this video on the 27th. The 26th. So I don't think we're going to get it on the 27th or 28th. So I don't really know when we're going to get the update. I mean, my benchmark was 6 months. It says 6 months. So, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I also, part of the reason I'm delaying is I don't think pushing is going to be hard. I also feel like I'm stuck in a rock and a hard place with the runes, and I can explain that a little bit too. So the way runes work is right now I have to do a mythic 3-star summon to get 4-star and 5-star mythic runes. There's nothing higher than that. If I am right about the update, then trying to get the mythic 5 rune is a waste of rune seals. It just is. So I'm better off delaying. That's why I stopped trying to chase after the mythic 5 rune when I got Sophie to plus 10. And that's why I went back and said, let's get all the other runes to plus 12. That, to me, was more efficient in terms of rune seals. Now, I could be terribly wrong on this, but I will say going back and getting everything to plus 12 won't hurt me in any way, because even if the update came out tomorrow and they added the new tier of runes, I'd still have to push and all that. I would just, we'd all kind of start from the same place. Obviously, somebody who just saved their rune seals when they basically got mythic 2-star and below, because there's nothing at mythic 3-star. If somebody that got mythic 2-star and below to plus 12 and did that on multiple characters and just saved all their extra rune seals, they would be in a much better position than me for the update. I mean, this is where kind of the balance comes in. Do you play for the update, or do you play for what you have? Because somebody that just like got Sophie and Christian up to plus 9, mythic 2-star and stopped, they would be in a much better position than, and just saved all the rune seals. They would be in a much stronger position than me in terms of powering up Christian further with the next 5 tiers of runes. So it's a little bit of... it's a tough call to make. I ended up going with let's get everything to plus 12 because I'm going to get it to plus 12 anyways. That said, we are working... I need to make a video in and of its own that kind of goes through all this detail rather than trying to explain it here, because it's kind of taking away from today's video. So I will put that on my calendar to try and make a video that kind of explains why I'm doing what I'm doing. That way, everybody, if anybody asks that question, I have a video that kind of explains from top to bottom, what to expect. The dilemma that I'm in as somebody who makes content is doing this is probably rather boring. You check in every week, oh wow, he hasn't moved. And I get it. I totally get that. I enjoy this because, what I'm looking forward to is, okay, let's get Marion more powerful. Let's finish up Marion's runes. Those are the things that I'm looking forward to. But if you're looking for, someone to push the game as hard as possible, I'm not doing that right now. And I get that that's not exciting. All right, plus 9. But that's just my personality, right? I'd rather be over-prepared than under-prepared. I'm the guy that plays an RPG and doesn't use any of the items until the end of the game, and then kills the boss without using the powerful items anyways, and it's like, oh, I guess I could have used those items at some point. I mean, that's just how I am. I generally, and I'm really guilty of this, and it really shows in Final Fantasy when you compare how I played versus how Maria played. Maria would use her items when she needed them. If she got in a bind, she would use them. And I would hoard all my items. I would try to make sure I never got into a bind where I had to use them. And when I did use them, I always was like, oh man, what if I need this in the future? Whereas she used them freely, whenever she was in a bind, oh, that's good enough. And was able to like get out of trouble. Now, to be fair, like when we played, I was a very aggressive. The game I'm thinking that shows us the most is Final Fantasy 5, because I was an extremely aggressive leveler. I would, like, whenever she had to do something or take a break or something like that, I would aggressively play the game, just because I know that every battle I got under my belt, that was more job points, and more job points meant I had more job abilities, and not only more XP and everything else. Okay, +7, nice. So yeah, having said all that in this video, I will be making a video to explain why I'm not pushing. Obviously, there's a lot to digest in here, and we need to focus on working on Marion's runes, because we actually got her up, her 5-star common rune. It is now it's now +9. So we're moving on to, I only need 18, and okay, well, yeah, 15 would have worked if both of them upgraded. So we're on to rare 1-star already. Now this is kind of critical, because if I can actually get this stupid rune upgraded, this actually unlocks the path moving forward. Okay, there we go. Oh, right into another rune that I'm probably not going to have many of. Hey, but you have to try, right? And no +9. And I didn't get enough of that. And I have 5 of this. So, I mean, we'll do it anyways, Hey, we got it to +2. How about that? One of the reasons I need to make a video, because to me it's very obvious, right? I play a game and I go for rewards, and the rewards for me beyond 17,170 don't exist. And the only reward that does exist is Total War, and that's just my mentality. And again, I don't mind not pushing. That's part of the problem. Is doing this and chilling and working on merit. To me, this is awesome. This is like building infrastructure for the future. Boo, defense. We need crit damage. So like doing Total War every day and all this stuff, and just watching Marion get stronger and Christian get stronger. That to me is awesome, and what this game is all about. Watching my heroes get stronger. That's what this game is to me. I don't care about what stage I'm on. Like, the stage I'm on only matters in terms of what rewards does it provide me. And don't get me wrong, see, this is probably an extremely boring and unpopular take. And yeah. I mean, there's not much I can say to that besides admitting that, yeah, it is boring, isn't it? And dodge. Now, see, if King's Ruin worked differently, where I could push and it wasn't a time sink and could still clear it, that's my big problem. King's Ruin does not become difficult. Okay? That's part of the problem, is that King's Ruin doesn't become difficult, it becomes long. And I don't want to deal with long. Now, theoretically, what I could do is just say, oh, you know what, King's Ruin has gotten, like, really stupidly long. I'm just going to record, like, the end of King's Ruin. I haven't mentally got myself to that point where that's where I want to do. Because I have considered that. Like, what if I just, instead of actually recording King's Ruin, I just record like the last stage, so that way I can kind of do something else, push King's Ruin along while I'm doing something else. I mean, because that's honestly why I still make the video, because I can just kind of do it while I'm doing something else, like, and record it. I was not. See, I'm so the question how it got asked, it is like stuck in my head now, so I'm gonna have to make a video to get it out. And it's partly because the question keeps getting asked over and over again, and to me, like, I don't know, the answer I guess is obvious. You know, there's no incentive. You know, I'm very much a rewards based player. If there isn't a reward with something like in the game, I generally don't chase it because you know the why would I do something without a reward? It's just how I've always been. Like for example, dodge. We didn't get any crit damage today. That's terrible. 3 and 4. But that's the way I play any game. Like I would never do like I might do like a challenge for a game under a very narrow set of circumstances, but but realistically, like let's take Final Fantasy for example, since that's Final Fantasy V has the 4-job fiesta that comes out that they do every year for charity. And I forgot to look at what Marion's attack was, but now she's up to 2.2 million. I think she was at like 2.1 million before, so I want to say this is about she's getting about 50 to 60k a day from her rank. But anyways, there's a 4-job fiesta. They do it for charity every year. Unless there was an achievement for doing that, I would never do it. I mean, I'm not against charity or anything like that. Maybe I'll do it for charity one year. I don't know. But like the concept of limiting myself in that way to play Final Fantasy V with only 4 jobs, forget it. I would never do it. You know, like ignore the charity part. I mean, obviously, I might do it for charity. I don't know. I'm not going to commit to that. Depends on my schedule. But let's say I was doing it for myself. No, I would never do it because I'd be like, why would I limit myself when I got all these other awesome jobs I like to use? You know. And that's kind of how I am. All right, now let's level up Christian. And 17,780. We're actually getting close to 18,000, boys. 19.95 million attack, and of course 85,615 for crit damage. I forgot what Marion's. I think Marion was up to 21. Yeah, she's 2.22 million. I mean, hers isn't as bad as you can see right there. 2,225,000. And 21,000 crit damage. So she is slowly going upwards and slowly catching up to Christian. That said, there's only one thing left to do. Let's see if we can scrape enough for another level for Christian. And if not, and the answer is going to be no, we're going to level up that castle. And again, one of the things I think that would really help this game and really help pushing is if leveling up this castle added defensive and offensive stats to your team. That is something I really think the game needs. All right, 12.38 million. We're getting about like 15. We're getting about 15,000 a day, so inch by inch we're going to get there. And that said, once again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, thank you again, and I hope you have a great day.